change a thing now, there was never trust. Don't you say a word, cause I've heard it all.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a video that I've wanted to film for such a long time. Well, I'm saying that, but like I feel like this is the right time to film it now because it's getting into summer and holiday season. But if you have ever gone on holiday and your makeup does not last, this is the video for you. Because I feel like I've mastered this literally down to a T. So I'm going to put this on first. Just to get my hair out my face because that's so important. We don't want makeup in our hair. Makeup in our hair, that's the right thing, yeah. I feel like one of the most important things when you're trying to get sweat-proof makeup, and something that people don't do, is don't overload on primer or products or something you put under your foundation. Loads of people think, oh, I need it to last ages, so I'm going to put loads of primer on, loads of moisturiser. No, that is not going to work. That just makes it separate, makes it sweat off even quicker. So first of all, obviously, as usual, go in with your moisturiser. Go with whichever one you want. Mine is just from Soap & Glory. And all I'm going to do is literally just apply this all over my face. Make sure you also put it down your neck. Especially when you're on holiday, because your skin can dry out in the sun so easily. Now on to the next thing. I've actually seen somebody else film like a sweat-proof makeup or like a summer makeup when you're on holiday. And one thing they didn't include, which actually kind of annoyed me, not gonna lie, is sun cream. When you're on holiday, you must apply sun cream. It's so important. If you have sun on your skin, that is what ages your skin the most. So even in this country, you are supposed to wear SPF on your face every single day. This is just like a mini tube, but I think it's perfect for traveling. Very high protection and it's not greasy whatsoever. Of course, you can put it on before your moisturiser, but that just depends what you prefer. This one does soak in really fast. And I like to leave that for about 5 minutes or however long you have, even if you just leave it for a minute and just let it all soak into your skin. That is going to make sure your makeup does not slide around when you put it on top. I'm going to go in with my primer. Like I said, I don't like to overload on primer because I feel like that really separates your makeup when you get hot. So I'm going to go in with the Benefit Porefessional personally because I know this works for me. And I know that if I don't wear this and it's hot, my makeup will separate all around my T-zone. And I'm just going to take a tiny dot of that and put it down my T-zone. I'm not putting primer on the rest of my face just because I don't want to overload my skin. The next thing which I'm going to talk about is foundation. Now, a few people have asked me before how I keep my makeup on so long. Always ask me the foundation that I use because I feel like that's one thing, if you get it wrong, it can just make all of your makeup come off a lot faster because obviously it's the base. My favourite is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter, which I'm sure you've all seen on my channel before. I did a first impressions with it and I also have used it in quite a few of my videos. But I personally like this one because it's waterproof, it's extremely high coverage. So even if it does kind of come off a bit, which I don't find it does, you've still got the coverage because it's quite full. This is literally incredible. It is more on the pricey side. I think it's about £32, but I've nearly used this whole thing up already and that's saying something. Apply foundation when it's hot or when it's warm, and I know I want it to last. I will always use a beauty blender just because I find it pushes it into the skin so much better. Just take some of this foundation, and to be honest, you don't need that much at all. I just like to overload on it because that's just me. And I'm just going to bounce this into my skin. And you will see the coverage of this because I actually have had like a runny nose from hay fever and stuff, so that was really red and now gone. It's insane. And also there is a colour difference in my face and neck just because I am pretty fake tanned, but it comes off my face so fast. I think I always fake tan before I go on holiday as well, so I'm always really tanned on holiday, but I know that some people tan so easily and I'm so jealous. Once your face actually matches your neck, if you have fake tan and you know the struggle, I'm then going to go in with Tarte Shape Tape. Now, like I said, I like a really full coverage no matter whether I'm on holiday or not, but that is personal preference. This is a tiny bit lighter than my foundation, once it kind of evens out, so I don't look too dark. And I also like a really highlighted under eye. I feel like that looks so nice on holiday as well. I'm going to blend this in again with my beauty blender, just like I did. I did put it down the centre of my face just to kind of brighten up this foundation. Sorry that a lot of the things I'm using are high end. It wasn't intentional, but these are the things that stay on my face the longest and that I use on pretty much an everyday basis. So that's why they're in this video. If you do want a kind of dupe, a dupe for this is the Maybelliene 24-hour foundation. I'll leave the dupe down below. That is so good. It is really similar to this. And then a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape is the Makeup Revolution Concealer. I've used both of them on my channel before if you want to go back through. But they're the kind of drugstore alternatives to both of them products if you don't have the spare money or the money to spend that much on the two products, because I know them together are quite expensive. And on to powder. I'm sorry again, it is high end, but I take the Laura Mercier Translucent. I either use this or the Beauty Bakery one. I've switched back over to this at the minute and I'm really loving this again, so I will use either. I do like both of them. I do bake every day, even if I'm on holiday, because it makes it last such a long time, and that's obviously what you want. All I'm going to do is load my sponge with powder. This is just a different beauty blender, and I'm just going to, oh no, I was supposed to put my Illuminator on first. The next thing I actually do is take my iconic Illuminator. This is in the shade Original, but I know they sell all different ones for all different skin tones. If you want an insane highlight on holiday, buy some of this. I even put it over my whole body when I'm on holiday, so that says it all. What I'm going to do is place it where I highlight, and as you can see, don't put powder on first because it blends into your skin so much better when you don't have any kind of powder on your skin. I'm going to take the beauty blender we haven't used for the powder and just blend this in. Going over my iconic Illuminator drops with the Doll Beauty Highlight in Shine Bright. I believe this is actually back in stock now, so I'll leave a link down below. You need to get your hands on it because it always goes out of stock. I think they sell it on Beauty Bay now as well, so if they do, I'll leave it down below. But wait until you see this. I'm sorry. What? Don't worry if it looks like a line, I'm going to sort it out in a second. But this is just how I initially apply it, like, I am sorry. What? Before I set my face, I just apply it to everywhere I want it really bright. And I'm going to go back in with a powder that we started with earlier, and then we decided we didn't want it then. I'm going to bake underneath my eyes, just like we started to do before. And don't worry if you go over the highlight a little bit. We're going to go over it later in a minute. Go over my eyes with this powder as well. You don't set your makeup and you always wonder why it doesn't last. I physically can't go out without setting my face because it just would not last on me. But once again, that is dependent on your skin type. I know if you have really dry skin, because I do have quite dry skin, but I know some people have really dry skin and they just don't set their makeup and it lasts them forever, but I can't do that. I'm going to press this powder into my face. Don't go swiping it, because it will take all your makeup off with it or move all your foundation around. I'm literally just going to press it into my skin. Also going to remove this powder from underneath my eye. I don't like to leave it too long, just so it sets everywhere. Just with the same brush. I'm going to go in with bronzer, and I use a mix of drugstore and high-end because I like to use two bronzers. I know that sounds extremely extra, but that's just me. First one I go in with is my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. As you know, this is all my favourite. A lot of the products I use in this video for like a sweat-proof makeup are my favourites because obviously they're what I wear every day and they like last on my skin. But I'm just going to go in with this, and I'm going to just initially put it where I want it. It's really buildable. So you can start off with just a little bit. I think it's perfect to take on holiday, because I know some people like to do more of like a natural makeup for the day and then just go full glam at night. You can do both with this. So I'm going to go in with a bronzer that's a bit darker to add a bit more definition, because that's personally what I like. And I'm going to go in with my MUA, this packaging is destroyed. I do have a new one actually in here, but I didn't think there was any point in getting it out because I'm just using this one up. And like I said, this isn't a hit palette extremely bad, but this is £1 and it's insane. I just take a big fluffy bronzing brush, load my product with this, tap it off because it's quite dark, and then I just go in, and as you can see, it adds such a warmth to your face. I'm just going to go the same places where I put that contoury bronzy shade, whatever you want to do. I don't really contour and bronze, I kind of just do both at the same time. So once you've got that definition you want, I'm then going to go back in with my highlight again, the same highlight that we used earlier, and go over where we put it before we set the face. Then I take this Eco Tools brush and I just blend in the highlight so it doesn't look like a line, and I also blend in the bronzer, and this is what makes it seamless. And that is the base makeup done. So as you can see, it's really highlighted, really bronzed, and really full coverage. That's what I like to go for when it's hot, because I feel like it lasts the longest. So next I'm going to do eyeshadow, and I always like a really gold eye when I'm on holiday. I've got hair on my face again. A really gold eye when I'm on holiday, so I thought I might switch it up today and use a different palette. But my favourite palette to use is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. I've actually just destroyed every shade in that, so I need to buy a new one. So for today, if I could recommend one, it would be the Anastasia one. But for today, I'm going to use my Naked palette because I haven't used this in such a long time. And I know a lot of people do have this palette, so I feel like it might be easier to recreate. But this is just a Naked One palette, and this one is pretty destroyed because I used to use it quite a lot. But first of all, obviously we've already set and primed our eyes earlier when we did the concealer and powder. So I'm going to go in with the shade Naked first of all, which is this light brown colour. I'm just going to blend this all through my crease. Now, these aren't as pigmented as the Anastasia ones. I'm just going to go in, like I said, at the crease. And I like to go a bit higher than the crease with these. I feel like I don't really have a problem with eyeshadows lasting. But if you do, the only thing I can recommend is take your time with your eyeshadow and build the product up in stages, and that just makes it last. Once you've done that initial first blend, I then take a brush that's a little bit smaller than this. You can use the brush that comes with the Naked palette, because if you've got this palette then you'll have a brush. I'm going to take a shade that's a bit darker, so I'm going in with this shade here, which is called Book. Load the fluffy side of the brush with that product, tap off the excess, and I'm going to put it on the outer corner, just here, and also about 3/4 into the crease, like so. And then I go back in with the same brush that we used before, the crease brush, in with that lighter colour that we used initially, and then on the edges of this, like higher, on the edges a bit higher up, I'm just going to blend it out with this. What I'd normally do if I was doing my eyeshadow on an everyday basis is I'd cut the crease with concealer and then I'd apply it on. In order to cut the crease, I'll take the concealer I used earlier, put a bit on the back of my hand or a palette or whatever you're using. I'll just take a detailer brush and just cut out the crease. It's just so the eyeshadow on top looks way more pigmented. And it also, you can just get off the shape of where it's going to go. And what I'm going to do is take any of that white shade you have around. You can even use translucent powder or even like pressed powder, whatever you have around. I'm going to try and look down so it doesn't transfer. And I've got this one here from the Soft Does Nails palette. I'm just going to press this into the concealer. Go in with that half-baked shade, like I said, that's such a weird way I told you palette, Megan. And I'm just going to put this over where we've just cut the crease. I think they actually put this in the Naked 2 as well, so if you don't have the Naked 1, I think you have this shade, I could be wrong. I'm then going to take, once I've applied that all over where my crease was cut, this brush here. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to go in with this Book shade, and I really like this brush because it's not dense. So I'm just going to go over where I don't know if you can see now, but there's a very visible line. So what I'm going to do is go in with that dark shade, and I'm just going to lightly blend them together so you can see it's starting to come together now. Then time to apply lashes, mascara, whatever you prefer. Personally, I'm a lash girl. Starting off with, I'm going to apply a bit of a Collection Lengthening mascara, just for a base for my lashes to stick to. What I'm going to go away now and do is fill my eyebrows in and put my lashes on. I'll leave a brow routine down below, and for lashes I'm going to use my Doll Beauty Chloe Elizabeth, which you've seen a million times. So I'll be back once I've done that, and then we'll finish the rest of the face off. Well, same face, we'll only have our lower lash line and our lips left. So I'll be back once I've done that. So as you can see, I'm now back. I've put my lashes on, I've done my eyebrows. I also decided to do my lower lash line, so all I did was blended all the browns that I've used previously, and then just applied mascara to my lower lash line. So when I'm on holiday, personally with my lips, the most important thing is to make sure they're really hydrated. So there are SPF lip balms. In fact, I have one over there, let me get it. I'm going to use this. This is the lip balm, and it's an SPF 30. So like I said, SPF is really important, especially when you're on holiday. And I'm just going to apply this to my lips. So if I'm honest, I don't go for a matte lip on holiday, even though they last the longest, and I know that's what a lot of people would go for. But I would rather reapply my lipstick and have something comfortable on my lips. Something I always do is overline my lips, personally just because I prefer bigger lips. So I'll use any Colourpop liner for this. It depends which one I have on the day. Depends which one I've actually sharpened, to be honest. But this one is Lumiere. I'm just going to literally overline my lips with this, as I would with anything else. Because it's got the lip balm, it should be really hydrated. Also going to fill it in with the same colour. It's the base, and then what I apply over the top is a liquid lip. Now I hate matte liquid lipsticks. They're just not for me. I hate really dry things on my lips. But this is the only liquid lip that I can deal with this. So this is the Ultra Satin Lip from Colourpop. I just love Colourpop lip products. I think they're actually the best. I'm going to apply this over the top of where I put my liner in exactly the same place. Now this is the combo that I use a lot, this with a Colourpop liner. When I'm on holiday, I don't like as much of a gloss because I just don't want my hair to stick to it. So all I do is I go in with the Jouer, I'm not sure how you pronounce this, lip topper, and this is just going to go with the whole highlighted theme of my face. And it's just going to make lips look highlighted. So this is in the shade Tropez, and I'm just going to apply this to the middle of my lips. The only thing I've got left to do is apply a bit of setting spray and then we're done. So I'm just going to take this here, which is the NYX setting spray. These are so affordable. I think it's about £7. They do a dew one as well. Just coat my face in that. And this is the finished look. This should last you such a long time in the heat. I've worn this makeup for about 12 hours before. To be honest, I probably wouldn't use this eyeshadow palette because now that I've used it, I'm not a fan of it. I like the gold, but I just really don't like the crease colours. This is the finished look, so if you did enjoy it, I'd love if you could give a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. And apart from that, I'll see you next time for a new video. Bye, dolls!
Won't change a thing now, there was never trust. Don't you say a word, 'cause I've heard